Hey guys, welcome back to releasethecraftin. Purist still here with another episode of Moths and Scratic. That's hashtag Moths and the Scratic, the ephemera making scrap busting challenge. Falling apart in the last 2 days for as far as introductions go. Yeah, hi, welcome back. We have another video. If you guys haven't already, I always put this at the end of the video. I should put it up top. There's a playlist down in the description box below. You hit see more, you're gonna see more. Down there, it's linked with everybody's videos who's been posting on YouTube. If I find them, I add them to the playlist so that you don't have to search. You can see everybody's cool makes for this challenge. And then yeah, that's it. There's all the videos down there, description. Check that out, because people are making cool stuff. They're making really cool stuff, and I feel like everyone needs to see it. So yeah, today the day is 30, and the prompt is a window. And I'm not gonna lie, I am full of all of the melancholies. Because I know that we are coming to an end. It is the end of an era as we know it, and we will have to say goodbye to Moths and the Scratic, although the Scratic will live on forever in the house that is our hearts. A little sad, though, to see it go. I have an idea. I don't know how I'm going to handle the execution, but we'll see. For window, there's a lot of options. I think I'm gonna make some kind of tuck spot. I'm gonna use up these. Somebody sent me this in a Happy Meal ages ago because it coffee dyes really well, and I didn't coffee dye it. I just had it sitting there, so I had 2 of them, and was like, oh, I should coffee dye these. Every time I think about it, I go, no, because I don't enjoy coffee dyeing. I mean, I do. I enjoy making my own papers, but I don't enjoy the amount of time dedicated to coffee dyeing. So, like, when I'm in the mood to coffee dye, it's like go, go, go. So, I'm going to use these as my base, just to clean out the scratic a bit, because otherwise they're just, you know, sitting in there, being useless. So it's better this way, that we get them out of there, and then we can make room for more stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, I have so much stuff that I will be shopping my stash probably all year. In addition to just shopping. Because your girl has a problem. Although I'm trying to be very responsible, because my best friend will be visiting in May. So I would like to have money for that. You know, we're going to a concert, we're doing stuff, we're hanging out around town. Austin is not a cheap place. So I'd like to have money for that. So I'm going to try to be conservative for the next couple of months. But also, like, I need to get more furniture, shelving, organization things, baskets and bins and stuff. So that's what I want to spend my money on. As opposed to, the random junk I keep buying. With, you know, all that being said, I bought random junk last night. So, February is going to start being more conservative. And I'm trying to get rid of these strippy scraps. So that's where we're going to start. Why did I save this one? It's not even in my rule of an inch. Is this long enough? Okay. That one's not even an inch too. Huh. Looked like I broke my own rule a couple of times there. Okay. Interesting. Choices were made. Too short. This chipboard? No, just heavyweight cardstock. Okay, so let's start with that and then see where we go. What do I need? I need this to get out of my personal space. This is about like, what's half of 3/4? Well, half of a quarter is an eighth. So 3 5/8. It's about 3 5/8. It's not quite 3 3/4, and it is 8 1/2. So reasonably, I could get a sheet of 8.5-inch paper, because I don't think this is going to be more than 11 inches. It's not. It's actually exactly 11. So, I need a piece of paper. Hold on. Okay. It doesn't have to be craft paper. That's just what was closest to me. So that's what I'm using. And we're just going to start gluing. Could go up and down. I mean, it kind of makes looking for papers that are the right size moot if I do it this way. I could go this way and then have like shingle style. Yeah, why not? Because my brain says do this way, but we're gonna go this way. I'm making a wall. A wall for our window. That's what I'm doing. And we're just going paper to paper, so I'm not super worried about it. I could get like creative and stagger in them like planks, you know, like show, or I could shingle them in like show. Let me visualize what we got here. I kind of like the shingles. It's like, I could do like this situation. Kind of like the shingles. So that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, we're just going paper to paper here, so glue stick should suffice. But I do want to make sure I have a good layer on it. I don't know what people are doing outside. It's cold, the wind is still blowing, there's ice on the ground, snow, and I still hear people going around doing stuff, which I know, if you're in the northern part of the world, you're like, yeah, obviously, like life didn't stop because of the snow. This is now too short. But whatchamacallit, it's very unusual down here. Although, I was telling one of my coworkers that I was going to have to work a half day tomorrow, like I was telling you guys yesterday. Because this is the same day. I'm still recording on the same day. And she was like, oh, we'll just go to the office and get the right cord. And I was like, first of all, no, disgusting. Never will I ever do something off the clock for my job. Second of all, no. And also, no. But on top of that, like, I don't think they're going to be there. Like, I don't think the building's going to be open. This needs help. So we're going to offer it assistance without losing our pin. And our boss even told us that, like, if it was icy, the office people, like the property managers, weren't going to come out and, like, open the building or ice anything down or anything like that. They were just going to leave it closed because they assume that nobody else is coming in. So I was like, yeah, no. No. I'm okay. But also, like, I'm not so devoted to my job that I'm like, oh, I gotta go in and get this done. But also, like I told you guys, I don't drive. So for me, I'd have to take like an Uber to go to work, and it's icy out. So the Ubers are like freaking $30-40 one way because it's cold and disgusting outside. So yeah, I'm not also paying $100 to go get my laptop cord. They're just gonna have to deal without having me for half a day. Like, fuck it, I got time. I got PTO and sick pay, so like, we're making it happen. But I don't know, it was so funny and so weird, and I was like, what, who do you work for? Because It feels like you went from being like cool friend at the office to company shill in like an instant. But also, she knows like my whole circumstance and that I don't drive and all that kind of stuff, because I texted her when the power went out here, and she was like, oh, I was going to come get you if it didn't come back on. So, like, she knew she would have to come all the way up here and get me if we didn't get our power back. So I'm like, what prompted you to say this hateful thing to me? Because it felt hateful. It felt hateful. It felt like capitalism was telling her to come and get me so that I can continue to be a cog in the machine even when the weather is inclement. This is a scrap of this paper. The way that just disappeared into the background. I've changed my mind about the black scrap because there's only one that's the right size, so it's not making the cut. I can't believe this challenge is almost over. You guys remember a couple of days ago when I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm going to make all the videos in time. And now here I am. Second to last video, just being like, oh, we're already finished. We're through. That doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right at all. But also, if you have a bunch of these skinny strips, this is a fantastic way to use them up. Build a wall. Put on your Bob the Builder hat and build a wall. Lots of different ways to go. I just realized I was doing them all individual and I didn't need to. Like one color, a color blocked out, I can do them together. There can be two browns touching. Although, I might have to use that little skinny brown strip if I keep making these so close together. Now that I'm looking at how much I've used. But it's coming along. It's coming along. We'll get some ink on here. We'll add some textures. Some visual interest. What else can I talk about? Oh, I just watched this movie on HBO. It came out it came out 2024. So I'm going to spoil it. Just, in case you want to go see it. But before I spoil it, I'll tell you what I thought in case you are interested. It's called Caddo Lake. Caddo. It stars Dylan O'Brien, who I actually really like as an actor. He was originally in the Maze Runner series, which I also enjoy because I like zombie stuff. Should do a zombie challenge. Zombie movies are some of my favorite movies. So you'd think I would have done them already. So weird. I need to do it. Well, whatchamacallit, what is happening outside? No, you don't need to know. But the movie's called Caddo Lake. I forgot what I was talking about because I got distracted with zombies and outside noise. It's got Dylan O'Brien and another actress whose name was really familiar to me, but when I looked up her IMDb, I realized I had never seen a single movie she's in, and now that I'm telling you guys, I don't remember what her name is. So go figure. But the movie, it was good. It was actually surprisingly good. I put it on because I thought it was going to be bad, because I enjoy a bad movie. Every now and again, all the time. I actually really love bad movies. So I was expecting I was going to be sitting back, play some games on my phone, watch a bad movie, and then it has like a slow burn to it, so it takes a little bit to get going with like the story. But once it gets going, like I was invested Like, I was sad. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. I hope that I don't need that piece. I know there's a little tiny lip here. This could be an issue of measurements. But yeah, I was sat the whole time watching it. I will say, because I am neurodivergent with that particular brand of ADHD autism that does give me excellent pattern recognition. Yeah, I was all over the pattern recognition on this one, and did manage to guess a major plot point, but slightly off the mark. So I was like 100% dead, like, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. The problem was that it wasn't until the end that I realized what year, like, we were talking about for these characters. Yeah, I was a little bit off. Once I figured out the years, I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand, and now I know what's happening. But still, all that to say, it was still a really good movie, and now I'm going to spoil it for you guys, because I went to go see what other people thought about this movie, and then just saw, like, the entire comment section comparing it to a TV show called Dark, which I've never seen, heard about, but never watched. And so I was like, oh, well, I really like this movie, so do I need to go watch Dark, because everyone's comparing it to this. These were all the scraps we had left, which, like, a good deal. But yeah, all sorts of people were comparing this movie to Dark, and then being like, oh, it ripped it off, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, this isn't a particularly new concept, because the entire crux of the movie is around time travel. Specifically, at Caddo Lake, when there's a drought, you're able to walk on the land, and in a certain part of the lake, when you walk across it, you're able to, like, time jump to different points in time. I'm looking for ink. I can do that while I talk. Essentially, there's, like, Dylan O'Brien's character, and then the young lady whose name I've totally forgotten, her character, and they're the ones who are jumping through time. Unintentionally, they're being affected by this, and it's like, I don't want to spoil the entire movie, but I'm going to inadvertently and very advertently. I'm going to, because what I thought originally was that she was his mom, but it turns out he was her dad. That was the whole story. Because I didn't know what year it was. Vintage photo. So, while they're, like, skipping around, her sister goes missing, and so she's, like, on the lookout to find her sister, and he's having, like, his home thing because his mom died in a car accident, and so he's trying to, like, figure out, like, what was going on. She had seizures, but it doesn't seem like the seizures she was having are the ones that everybody says that she was having. Like, there's something going on, like, more to the story, but his whole life, like, fell apart because of it, and so he's, like, trying to, like, repair his relationship with his girlfriend, while also experiencing the same seizures his mom had, and they're all directly linked to this place. And it was a good story. I was like, even with that bit of spoiler, I think you could still probably watch it. You would just know that you're watching a time traveling story, so you need to look a little bit closer at, like, what's happening, because all the clues are there laid out for you, if you know. But if you don't know, by the time you get to the end, you're like, what? Huh? Which is my favorite kind of movie, because, like I said, I have pattern recognition like you wouldn't believe. So I usually end up spoiling movies for myself by guessing the ending or the plot twist relatively early. As a matter of fact, it's why I don't watch a lot of M. Night Shyamalan films, and this was produced by M. Night Shyamalan, because I guessed the twist early on. And it becomes very frustrating when you just want to enjoy a movie, but you can't because you keep spoiling it for yourself. And then I have to be careful when I watch movies with other people, because I will inadvertently spoil the movie for them too by being like, oh, that's the dad. He did it. So I have to also be, like, mindful to not just blurt out whatever's going on in my brain at the moment. so that I don't ruin the movie for other people. Although it is why I like watching bad movies, because nobody's like surprised about the plot twist in a bad movie, you know? Nobody's like, oh man, I was thinking it was going to be something better. No, it was bad. It was bad here, and it continues to be bad. Let's mop this up. I was playing with alcohol ink, and the blending fluid made the ink sink down through the pages, so that was a fun experiment. Ugh. Rude, I'm talking. But now, gotta get underneath it to get the mop-up paper. It was a crazy movie. It was really good. It does have this trope in movies, which I can't stand, which is the kids don't listen to their children, like the parents don't listen to their children when they're talking, so they miss out like on big plot details or key points, or like it's just like a contrivance for bad communication. That happened. So that did make me go, you know, I was a little unhappy with how that worked out. Because I can't stand it. I've never had like a kid come frantically tell me something and been like, no, I don't want to hear it. If a kid is coming to me frantic trying to tell me something, I'm like, okay, let me hear you out. And at the very least, even if it's like shenanigans, what they just said to me, I'm like, okay, like what's really going on here? Let me get some more information. Show me the thing that you're talking about so that I can understand like fully what's going on. And like in these movies, these parents are just like, get away from me. Everything you're saying to me is stupid and wrong, and you're a child and you don't know better. And I'm like, sometimes they just don't have the language to like explain the things that they're trying to tell you, but they're trying to tell you something, you know? So like, sometimes you just gotta listen, and it drives me crazy because I've never, like, I don't have kids, but I have friends who have children, and I've never seen them treat their kids the way that like movie parents do. You know, they've never just been like, shut up, Timmy. When their kids come to like frantically tell them something, they're like, oh my God, what happened? What's going on? And then they listen and they go, well, that's silly. But you know, they're like, okay, let me get up, let me go look, and then we'll see if what you're talking about is the real thing. You know, like there might be skepticism, but there isn't just like that outward dismissal. And I know like parents aren't perfect. They're not like paragons of virtue. Not everybody's a perfect parent, and that's kind of, in this movie especially, what they were trying to get across. Although I really could have used more time with that concept, because there's, like his girlfriend character, as she gets older, takes like a wild turn. And it's, like the story leads you to believe it's all because she feels like abandoned by him, but the problem was that she wasn't abandoned, she doesn't know. So like, in her defense, she doesn't know. It's that he jumped through time and got stuck there. So, he couldn't come back to her. So, yeah, it was unfortunate. But, it's actually a very sad ending when you get to the end of it. It's kind of sad in the same regard as, like, Butterfly Effect. But I think the difference between Butterfly Effect and this is that in Butterfly Effect, it was intentional. In this, it was not. He just doesn't come back. This is really cool. If I knew how to replicate this, like, intentionally every time, I absolutely would. We need some darker brown. So, yeah, so, like, there's something that happens to, like, the girlfriend along the way where she, like, takes this real crazy turn into, like, bitterness and strife that like they don't show you, but it's like sort of implied via her actions and some of the stuff that like people are saying. But I'm like, oh, I would have loved to see like what she was going through that led her up to this point, because when she's like in the past talking to him, she's like super empathetic, and she's just like, you know, like, I'm here for you, but like, you know, you have to stop pushing me away, and like all these things. Like she's like really not at all what she's like when she's older, which I think is also intentional. So like if you're watching it for the first time and you don't know, they do it on purpose so that you don't go, oh, that's her. Like, that's her 100% for sure. Although I was like, I'm pretty sure that's her. If not her, then her mom, because there's no way. Because she was a ginger. So I was like, there's not that many gingers in this small southern town. So there's some sort of connection here. But yeah, she takes like a hard right turn through the course of the story because of what's happened here. And I just kind of wish I had more time to sort of take that in and understand her journey. But otherwise, yeah, it was a good movie. Solid. I'm not explaining it well at all. Partly because I want you guys to go see it. The other part was just because when I took a see the reviews for it and people were like comparing it to Dark, I was like, okay, so maybe I need to go watch Dark, because I like time travel, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. I love Doctor Who, so obviously I love time travel stuff. Okay, so like that's just resistant. I was trying to get like more on this spot, but apparently that's very resistant. It's okay. I don't know if you guys have seen Dark. Let me know if it's worth watching. If it's not worth watching, I want to start it. I don't like starting TV shows. I'd rather watch movies than TV shows. Because I love movies. But also I have more of the ability to like sit through a movie than I do through hours and hours of TV. So I have to really like the show to like watch it all. And then usually what happens is I go to watch a TV show and I'm like, let me turn on one of my comfort shows, which is usually Criminal Minds or Law and Order SVU, which is not great. The other comfort show I'd probably say is like Adventure Time, and then Rick and Morty, which is also telling, but not great. And then if I want to watch a comfort movie, my comfort movie is The Hunger Games. So, you know, I'm doing well, okay? I'm doing fine emotionally. Why do you ask? This needs to dry before I do anything else to it. So I'm going to dry it and I'll come back. Okay, so we are all dry and grungy. And as you can see, or maybe you can't, there's some separations happening from the drying process that now makes our little, like, shingles, slat wall here, what's that thing? Siding? Siding. House siding. That's what I'm thinking of. Not shingles. But it makes it look more indistinct because they are texturized. And while I was letting this dry, I kept thinking, do I have a wood grain, like, stamp? And the answer is no. Would I like a wood grain stamp? Yes. Yes, I would. The number of times I have made a grungy wall. I would love a wood grain stamp. But instead, we're just going to come through and add some inky lines to give it wall. Now I'm just looking for spots that I missed with the lineage here. And they don't even have to be particularly even, because wood grain isn't particularly even. So yes, that's amazing. Do I want to splatter? I should do that now, huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. Do it now. Let me think. Is there anything else I want to do this wall? I don't know. I do not know. Most of this white will pick up the distress ink underneath, which is fine. It will just blend in. We'll still get texture. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm now checking the underside of my phone because that was explosive. But not so explosive that it got onto my phone. And a little black. I could do a little brown, but I feel like it's already got browns. Oh, that's a big old splotch. I need like to start setting up like a splatter guard because I'm just coating all of my stuff back here. I see you, big old drop. I used to have a really cool like splatter stamp too, and I have no idea where that's at. But like, you know, it would do cool stuff. And now because I have big drops on this side, I need to start over here and put some big drops over here too. Okay, what do you guys think? I hear you. Just a tiny bit more. And then perfecto. And the mess has been made. Across every available surface. Yeah, I probably need to start investing in like a splatter box or something. Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure that doesn't dry all funky crusty on our brush, and then give it a little quick cleanup. I'm not gonna make you guys watch. Okay, so we're all dry and we are ready to start putting stuff together, chopping it up. So I want to make sure these are all the same size. This back one is slightly longer or fatter, I don't know. That's better. So what is the actual size? What are we looking at here? We're gonna cut to, what is that? 5/8? 5/8. 3 5/8. Gonna make sure it's 8.5. It is slightly taller. T. I'm gonna leave it and then just trim off the excess at the end. I'm gonna try to get all my little slats under here. And 3 5/8. Ugh. Okay. There was that moment of fear where I was like, is it? Although, I want to measure from the bottom because the bottom I lined up with the edge of the paper, and I just realized that the top is not lined up with the edge. I'll put this side. So the question is, do I just trim it and then hope for the best? There's arguably a little bit of overhang here too. What's the smartest way to do this? Bless you. Trim it down to 11. Bless. Sneezy babe. I didn't think it would love this. Okay, now we can cut it down from the other side. Hello, baby. Did you wake up because you were sneezing? Hi, I can't pet you because I'm standing. Also, your head is hitting the legs I was using to support myself. Hi. Okay. 3 5/8, I said. Oh, it's loud. 3 5/8. Let's see where we're at. 3 5/8. Okay, well, we're okay to cut through as long as we're not. Oh my god! As long as we're not cutting through the awful parts. You know what it is? Is that the little footsie stoppers on the bottom of this, I've lost the majority of them. So there's no like little rubber stopper in between your ears and mine on this and that. Oh, that was awful. Are you gonna come sit? Hi. Okay. So ideally, perfect, lovely, no notes. We'll do this. So it's gonna be like a page tuck spot, like a pocket with like another pocket. Or conceivably I could add a gusset to it and make it a flip out. That's also an option. Oh, I haven't decided. So instead of making that decision right now, I'm gonna make it later. So yeah, we need a window in our walls here, right? And I am lazy. So I'm not making a window. I'm gonna use, where are they? I thought I pulled them out so that I would be ready, but I did not. Here, I'm gonna use these. Look at you escaping the side. Okay, that's fine. These are gonna be my windows. Because, you know, art is the window to the world. And other things I've said today. I like that. It's a very fancy window. But, you know, like, I feel like that's a way to go. Maybe, maybe not. That's a tiny window, but kind of like it too. But yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah. Yeah, see? That's what I'm thinking, see? Look at this one. Yes, that's the right tone. Kind of really like this too. But I was thinking, you know, like that scene in Voyage of the Dawn Treader when the painting comes to life and then they jump into the painting? Thinking that, like a window to another world type of deal through art. But mostly because I don't want to make a window. So this is said window. Sorry. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Because I have a bajillion of these. Although I think I also have a window die. Perhaps. Yeah, probably, but I'm not gonna go look for it. And if I don't, then I need to get one. Did your blankie turn off? Oh yeah, that's what happened. So she did come sit with me. How interesting. She hasn't done it all day. But the other heating pad is here by the desk, so she's gonna warm her little toesies. Warm them beans. Nothing better than a warm bean. Actually, as a vegetarian, I love beans. So, yes, double entendre because I love a nice hot plate of beans. hot bowl of beans. I don't think I've ever eaten just beans on a plate. But a bowl with a little cup of beans. Although, to meet my fiber goals, I've been eating a lot more beans. Not that I need the fiber. That's not important, relevant information for you guys. Just, I want to eat more fiber because I keep seeing that millennials keep dying of colon cancer and, like, bowel obstruction. And it's a little bit terrifying and concerning. So, yeah. I'm going to eat more beans so that I don't end up a statistic in that regard, at least. Okay, so instead of trying to, like, fight the cosmos here, I'm gonna come from the backside and sort of center where I think this should go. Definitely want to make sure my sighting is going in the right direction. And then we're just gonna trace, and that's gonna be the part we're gonna cut. Tiniest little window. That is so funny. We're going in the right direction. Are you eating? You hungry? Oh no, you're still eating. You guys still got food in that. Today is a good day for food. Yesterday was not a good day for food for her. She was asking for it and then just leaving it there, which is so frustrating. But you know, some days you just don't feel like the food that you're being given, which is fair. She'll keep eating her dry food, but she didn't want the wet food. Ugh, big old mark across the top. It's fine, that's why we do it in pencil. And now we cut. And here's the thing. I could make myself crazy trying to get this all perfect and, like, jack up my wrist a little bit today. I'm not going to, because I have a frame to cover up bad cuts. So I'm just going to come slightly above. Not, like, too far above, you know. And I'm just going to cut our shape out without having to worry about it being precise, because the frame will cover up anything that's sticking out. And then I'm gonna put some acetate, is the word I'm looking for, on these. So what am I trying to say? So you don't have to go through, so you don't have to worry about there being a gap, because you won't be able to go through the window. I did think about making a shaker. That's got some kind of potential somewhere, I don't know, not here. I did think about making a shaker because I thought that would be fun, but then, like, I don't have like a lot of glitter sequin stuff that isn't like bright color or holographic or Halloween. And I think this needed more of a toned down thing. You know, like, it needed to be a little bit more neutral. I don't really have anything like that that would go in a shaker. I mean, I have gold glitter, which, like, the gold would work conceivably. But it would just be a bunch of gold. Also, I didn't feel like making a shaker. So, here we are. Roughly cutting out holes. Ooh, shit. That one escaped its bounds. If that happens too much, like we're gonna back it and then stick the frame down on top of it, so it's gonna hold this all together. But if it happens too much on like the other parts and you don't like it, just go back in and add a little glue. It's not gonna kill you. It's also not gonna hurt. That's what I meant to say. Let's see. See the small pieces. So we're going to use up some scraps of acetate as well. And we're using up all sorts of scraps. This one is particularly dusty for some reason. So you can go there. You only need a tiny scrap. And then you can go there. Easy peasy. This will come together pretty nicely. Just gotta decide what we're gonna do for the front. What kind of glue do I want to use? I find that even though they say art glitter glue sticks plastic together, it doesn't. Not for long, at least in my expertise. So it just depends, I guess, on the types of plastic it's sticking together. Because sometimes it works, and sometimes I have to go back and add more glue. So I don't know. But for the sake of my mental stability and security, we will be using tape. I could have done that for the other pieces and only had to pick up one piece, but I didn't. And for that I am ashamed. I am gonna rest after this because I do feel the fatigue setting in. It's snowy, it's wintry. I was up late. I need some rest. In fact, the way that I'm feeling, well, maybe I just need to sit down. That's probably what it is. I've been standing for quite a while, which is good. I do want to stand more when I do this kind of stuff, because I definitely feel better having the standing desk now and being able to get up and stand and then sit down if I need to. But yes, I do feel particularly fatigued. So rest is in order. Probably sitting is in order before that. So I will do this one with you guys, and then I will cut away so I can move to a comfortable sitting position, and then we will return and see what else to do. I should have inked up the hole before I stuck this on. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I'm going to pull off all the tape with me. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Ugh. Come on, work with me. Well, I was going to do this one with you guys, but now that I remembered that, I mean, did I need to do that if I'm going to cover it up? No, I did not. Okay, yeah, definitely tired. That's okay. One more time. We're gonna do this together, and we're gonna be fine. You're okay, I'm okay, we're all okay. Okay, trying this again. Jeez. Oh my gosh. see the flat side. Oh. I could have like scratched up the window a bit with some sandpaper too, just for the textures, but oh well. I'm not trying to get too crazy here, although you see me now trying to scratch off glue for poor placement. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stick this down in that order. I'm gonna do that for all 3 of them, and then we're gonna come back and see what to do next, because I don't really know. So this break is gonna be more for me than for you. In fact, it's 100% for me. I don't even know why I'm acting like it's not for me. Why does it still feel crooked? I don't know. Committing to the bit and gluing this one piece down, because this piece is like coming away forever. Okay. Is that the only one? We're gonna have a riot? Nope. So there's the start. We're gonna come back. Okay. So some time has passed. I have not taken a break. In fact, I went and did the other one so I could figure out what I was gonna do. And then I was like, oh shoot, you should do these while it's still fresh in your brain, even though all you want to do is lay down. So who knows how this is going to go. The good news is I like what I made. So there's that. That's all I got. That's all I got. So I should have done this before I stuck the acetate down, but I didn't. So I'm coming in afterwards and trying not to get it all over the frame. I got it all over one of the frames, so I had to get creative with how I was going to cover that up. Don't worry, I came up with a good solution, and I ended up doing it to the other one as well. So that I would have them all looking the same. And then I don't have a straw on my desk, so I'm just going to blow. Because I want these to have kind of a funky vibe. And I think that's being achieved. So before we proceed, I'm gonna dry it with my face at a distance so that I don't inhale the fumes. Okay. I'm going to leave this up here where I can reach it, because I'm going to come through with my little embossing dauber and a paintbrush. And I'm not even going to pull the lid off because I don't need it to be like super soaked. And we're just going to come in and just like randomly splotch it in here and there, because we're going to add our little patina mix to the frame, because it's you know, it's outside. It's getting grungy along with this wall. I'm just trying to be like loose with it so that we get like a nice little random pattern. Like this frame has been slowly patinaing over time. Yeah, that seems like enough. So then we're gonna come through here with our little glaze mix here, which you guys saw in the other videos. And I'm going to attempt to not get it directly into the frame, but like I will. I did just there as I speak. It's really kind of inevitable. So I'm I'm going to check on the back side. Make sure that I got it, you know, mostly out. Like this little bit I'm not worried about. It's in there, it's down. And see how it's underneath the glue part? That tells me that this glue does not stick to this particular type of plastic, despite what I keep being told. Oh, and I guess the relevant thing to tell you guys is that I went back through with some washi tape to cover up the edges of the acetate so that as we're using it as a pocket, it doesn't catch the paper that slides in and out. That'll let the paper slide freely. Ooh, is a howler wind out there again? Okay. There's still snow and stuff on the ground, so it's still plenty cold here. Okay, so yeah, typically this would have been something I would have done before I stuck the frame down, but I got the yellow on one of the other frames, and so I covered it up a bit with this glaze, and so I had to go back and make them all match. I mean, I didn't have to, I chose to, but I do like how it looks. It does look grungy, like a window in an old gross cabin, but like a very unique window. And now we got our little thing here. And before we stick it down, I love mushroom so much. Because look at the colors. You get this brown, the blue, the green. But before we stick it down, I want to stamp the background. So at least there's some like visual interest while the pocket is empty. I don't think I'm going to need this whole bit here, but there's that. And then I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not even going to try to be like super precise with it. I'm just going to mark it with my finger. So like here's the edge. There's the edge. There's my finger. So I know I have to stamp above my finger. Like there. Ta-da! Now let's see, how far off was I? Perfect. Awesome. And then we're just going to come in, we're going to glue this down. And then I guess we'll make this a this way pocket. It did just occur to me that I have not made any like sliding or interactive things for this challenge. I made one pop-up. But I really haven't done anything interactive. It just never even occurred to me to do something like that. So maybe I'll do something like that next month. Because, yeah, I'm not doing that tomorrow. I have other plans. Although, no, I already have a plan. I have a vision in mind. And there's no reason to start revisiting my vision for the sake of making it slide around. That would be goofy. Come on the back because it's less textured, and then just really burnish it down to make sure it sticks. And then use the texture of this paper to rub the glue off my fingers. That is what I am doing. Priorities. Good thing is that this glue dries quick. And then I had to do this for all the other ones. I had to come back and glue the little top piece down. Smoosh that down too, and then trim off all the extra. that's the washi tape sticking out there. And then, friend, where have you been? Oh, I miss my friends. So of course it like figures the only time I want to go out, like where I'm like, oh, I wish I could go out. What's happening here? Is this just bad gluing? Yes. It's just bad gluing. But yeah, the only time I want to go out is when I'm snowed in. Then I'm like, oh, I wish I could go outside. Spend time with people. Do all the things I would normally be like, ew, gross, no. Although, like, it is kind of fun, because now that it's super cold, I want to go have the most perfect bowl of ice cream, and then a cup of hot tea after, because I really like having ice cream when it's cold. I like having ice cream all year, but, ice cream is in my favorite food categories, pizza and ice cream, because I am a child, forever. Does this little sliver matter? No. Did I already start? Yes. But yeah, I really do enjoy having ice cream in the cold. So I don't know. What's a weird food thing that you guys like when it's cold? Don't tell me soup. Everybody has soup. We all know soup. And don't tell me grilled cheese. We do that too. I want to know, like, something unusual that you just start to, like, crave at an odd time. It doesn't even have to be the cold. Just, like, you know, if it's, like, super hot and you're like, you know what I would love to have is, like, triple extra spicy, steaming hot stuff. I don't know. I don't eat spicy food that much, so I don't know what they're called anymore. Okay, I'm checking my other ones for reference to see what else I need to do. And, oh, I guess that's relatively straightforward because I did it all for the other ones. Wow. Maybe I should start doing this more. Maybe I just need to start, like, if I'm going to craft in multiples, finishing the other ones and then coming back to do the video with the last piece so that I know what I'm doing, because I think that's where I lose a lot of time, is by being like, I don't know. So anyway, I have some of these leaves. They are craft paper that I dyed with alcohol ink and then rubbed over with some like gold wax, so they have a slight shine to them. And now we just gotta figure out like an arrangement that we like here, because of course this wall is overgrown. I think I'm gonna use both. I only used 3 on the other one, but I think I kind of like the idea of using both. Yeah, I can get by that. I think too because I used a bigger moth for this one. The other ones have sort of smaller moths. But yeah, I just ink these up really quick with some alcohol ink, a little bit of that blending solution, just to kind of see. I don't know if I think that there's like a substantial difference here, but you know, it works. Yeah, I like that. It's more just having sort of like a play around to keep myself motivated, because I want to finish this video. I thought about just coming back tomorrow after I do my little half day of work and finishing it, but then I was like, oh no, because then you won't remember exactly what you did, and then you have to like reverse engineer the stuff that you already made, and then blah blah blah. So, you know. So yeah, I didn't want to have to like rack my brain by trying to remember. Or, which would have been worse, is come back tomorrow and then decide that I wanted to do something entirely different. Because that would have been so annoying. I would have been so irritated with myself.
For just being like wildly inconsistent. And then, you know, there'd be like that whole thing where I'd have to be like, okay, well, scrap the first video, make a new video because you want to do something different. So like, yeah, I don't trust tomorrow, Priscilla, essentially, is what's happened here. Because there's no telling what she's going to do. She's a wild card. Higher. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like the twinning of the leaves, even though one of them are fraternal. And we got a moth. Nice big boy. Okay, well, now he doesn't have any antenna. Simple. Solutions. I'm deliriously tired. I think the late night has finally caught up. It is the end of the day. It is the end of my day. I'm gonna go get cozy. I'm gonna have some pizza rolls probably. Then that bowl of ice cream. Another cup of tea. Today I'm drinking a rooibos vanilla tea, which is delightful. And drinking all of the leftover teas that my mom got from the advent calendar I got her. She gave me all the ones that she doesn't like. Or doesn't think she will like. So those are the teas I have to drink. So that's what I've been working through, this random assortment of tea. Do I want to... Well, I kind of like it being in there. Also, how come you didn't glue that down, Priscilla? Part of me wants to put it up there, and that's where it's, yeah, that's where it's gonna live. So we're gonna glue this down and then get this down, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. At the end it came together very quickly when I had the whole plan mapped out. Oh my gosh, imagine if I was prepared for every video. How nice and like efficient this channel would be. That's what I feel like. I feel like most people are making this stuff before they like do their video, you know, and then they get on there and just sort of recreate what they've already made. So they're like, yeah, this is the thing I made, blah blah blah, I already did it, but like I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. And I'm over here like, I live in chaos. Everything chaos. So I'm trying to make sure this edge doesn't stick out too far, because the pockets on this side, which means it's going to sit on the edge of the page, so I don't want that sticking out. And I see you lifting. It's possible I didn't even put glue on that end. There we go. So there's our moth hanging out by the window, and then I have this little snippet that says Earth and Memories. I'm going to cut it more evenly, because memory's been sort of a big thing with this this moth challenge. Or at least like my takeaway, or the story that I've been telling, is like moths being in the attic and preserving the memories that are up there. Like that's kind of where my brain is for this. And then they're carrying the memories places, because you know, moths are like messengers. Thought to believe, like they were believed to be the spirit of the dead. Yeah, I like that. Like, you know, they would carry messages between the dead and the living. So that's neat. And then we'll be able to put something here. You'll be able to see it through the window. The window's nice and grungy. Love it. So let's see the other ones. Okay, so brought you in closer so you can see the details. There is our little wall and our mirror. We've got like our little patina glaze in there. Our mirror, our window. I know what stuff is called. A little simple sentiment. It's a pocket. It's going to go on the page as a tuck spot. There's the other one I made. There's the fern stamp in the background. Got a little moth poking out behind the leaves here.
And then the last one I made, which has another moth flying up high. Got a little flower ledger in the back. This is the one I got the yellow on, so you can kind of see like the yellow underneath. It got real carried away. And then here's the chosen path. And those are our makes. So let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you love it? Do you want more of it? And that's gonna be it for me, guys. I'm gonna go take a break, much deserved break, much needed break, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Until then, I appreciate your faces. Happy crafting. Don't forget to check out hashtag Moths in the Scratic, see what everybody is making, and come back tomorrow for the very final day of this challenge. Sad now, but that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.